And I feel like here it was a missed opportunity because now you're supposed to have a more vicious, a more powerful, a more meaner grabber now. Like he wants revenge, he wants payback, and he was kind of pussy, to be honest with you. All right, y'all. So I just came back from an early screening of Black Phone 2. Shout out to Universal Studios. I appreciate y'all. Anyways, Black Phone 2, I came into this with high expectations just because I was such a fan of the original Black Phone. That was one of my favorite horror movies of that year. So with this, seeing the trailer, I said, okay, we're going the Elm Street Dream World route here where he comes back as a ghoul. Okay, I'm with this. Let's go. So, by the way, being that this hasn't come out yet, I'm not going to go into any spoilers, all right? So, usually I like to go into spoilers, especially if it's something I really have a problem with, but this hasn't come out yet, so zero spoilers, right? This is just 100% honest opinion on the movie. So, movie starts. I'm like, Black Phone 2. And my reaction watching this, first I had a big smile on my face because I'm like, yeah, it's finally here. It's finally happening. And then about around the 30-minute mark, usual, I'm like, I went from this to, yeah. This movie was very heavy on the sentimental and the story where it forgot to, I think this movie at some point forgot it was a scary movie. So, all right, this takes place a few years after the events of the original film, right? So little Patrick Swayze, all right, Finn, who the older he gets, he really looks like Patrick Swayze. That he must be like a nephew or a son or something because he looks just like Patrick Swayze, right? So he's got PTSD about what happened from the first movie, right? So he's smoking weed and everything. He's getting into fights. Like he's just, acting out, trying to forget about what happened to him, right? Meanwhile, the sister is full of Nancy Thompson where she's just having all kind of crazy dreams. And I like what they did here with the dream sequences because when it goes to the dream scenes, the film, it becomes like a 16 millimeter grainy type look. You know what I'm saying? So it has that kind of surreal look to it. And I appreciate how they did that. So, okay, so to give the movie its flowers first, I want to say this. I love the way the movie was shot. All right, it's beautifully shot. Most of it takes place in the snow. So it kind of reminded me of The Thing a little bit. So it was shot very well. I thought the dream sequences worked. All the performances are really good here. Like, surprisingly, like sometimes out of a horror movie, you expect bad performances, but everybody did their thing. And there was even a scene where I was about to get choked up a little bit. I was like, damn, that's some good ass acting. You know what I'm saying? Performances are on point. The story was actually pretty good. Okay, I thought it really did have a good story because not only does it continue what happened from the first movie, but then it goes to the lore and the origins of things. It also it's kind of become like a somewhat not murder mystery, but I guess some kind of a murder mystery a little bit. But anyway, the story wasn't bad. Okay, so with all that being said, a lot of stuff in this movie did work, and there were a few terrifying moments. There were a few moments where I'm like, damn, that was really cool. Okay, gives me Nightmare on Elm Street vibes very heavily, but I'm like, okay. And it's like, that saying, like, if it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it is a duck. I'm like, dude, this has Elm Street all over it. I'm like, let's just get an Elm Street movie, okay? Just like in the last few years, we've been getting these Friday the 13th type slashes. So now I think we're going to finally get a Friday the 13th. We're getting some dream stuff now. So yeah, let's just get Freddy Krueger. Like, I like the Grabber. I fuck with the Grabber, but he's no Freddy, okay? I'm going to get to that in a second, too. So now, okay, so that's the good stuff out the way. Good story, good acting, shot very well, okay? Now, here are my gripes in the movie. The movie drags. It is a very slow burn. And I have no problem with slow burn, man. At least, I did say the story was good, but not good enough to where, I don't know, like this film was losing me at times. And I'm like, with the movie called Black Phone 2, with what happened in the first movie, up the dosage, man, up the voltage, up the craziness. Okay, we're going to the dream world now, right? So let's really dig into this shit and give us some entertaining, like, I don't know. It just was too slow for me. It spent too much time on story and sentiments where I'm like, dude, you forgot you were a horror movie. You forgot you're supposed to scare people. Like, I wasn't a full crowd, right? There were people laughing, a couple of applauses for some, it was a line said that and made the people clap. But I heard more laughter than I did jumps or scares of. It was none of that. None of that. This movie is like zero scary. A few creepy imagery. All right, a few scenes that was creepy, but when it was over, I said this wasn't scary at all. I mean, at all. Okay, the grabber, who now, okay, he's a dream demon, right? Let him be Freddy. Let him be a great value Freddy, where he has fun fucking with people in their dreams. Okay, the grabber is not as strong here as he was in the first movie, and that's disappointing because now he's in the dream world. He should have like unlimited powers, like just this is his world now. This is his time to really shine and get his vengeance. All right, Freddy's revenge. Whatever you gotta say about that movie, whatever, man. But Freddy was vicious in that movie, man. This dude, the grabber in here, was not really vicious at all. He has some pretty good dialogue. He has a cool look, okay, that you see in the trailer when he kind of rips the face off, and he does have a good look to him, but he wasn't menacing at all to me. Now, people might say I might be tripping. Hell, I might get some thumbs down on this video. I don't know, because I haven't talked to anybody about this, but I was very disappointed with Black Phone 2. I really was, man. I was expecting something that was gonna blow me away, something that when I drove home, it's gonna be etched in my brain. It's gonna fuck with me, and it didn't. It just, when this movie was over, I felt like it was just mediocre. To quote my man Jody, mediocre, who actually quoted Immortan Joe. It was very mediocre. All right, I don't know what else I could say, man. I was very disappointed with this, but it's not the worst movie I've ever seen. I'm not even gonna call this really a bad movie. It's just a disappointment from what I was expecting. Maybe my expectations were too high. But I'm like, damn, ease up on the sentimental shit. Pull back from the story some. Give us some scares. You know what I like? The reason why the 80s was the golden age of horror is because the directors, the filmmakers, the writers really took pride in scaring people and shocking people, okay? When you think of the first Nightmare on Elm Street, the movie opens up with a statement. It opens up with, okay, here's the villain. He don't play around. You have that opening scare and you're like, damn. And now you're on edge the whole time, right? And then throughout the movie, as the story's unfolding, but there's still some scares thrown in there. Even Steven Spielberg knew, as great as Jaws was, okay, whenever the audience gets too comfortable, I have to shock them, I have to scare them a little bit. Hence the head popping out with the fisherman guy, all right, that scared Hooper. Okay, this movie, these people, whoever directed this, forgot that he was making a horror movie, and he just focused way too much on the story and the plot. And I feel like that really brought the movie down, because there's not one thing I can remember about this movie where I'm like, damn, that's pretty memorable. Maybe a couple of things here. Maybe a couple of things. And okay, the sister, right? The young sister from the first movie. Yeah, I did say no spoilers here, but yeah, it gets to a point where she, it took Nancy the whole movie to finally get the balls to say, you know what, I'm gonna face Freddy, right? And here it's like, yeah, she kind of does that, but then I don't know, she just becomes a little OP a little bit. You know what I'm saying? OP to the point where the grabber now is no longer really a threat. As an audience, I wasn't scared of him anymore. I'm like, I'm not worried about what he's gonna do. I'm worried about what the fuck she gonna do now. I might do a spoiler review sometime this weekend after the movie done came out and everybody done watched it. But yeah, just first reaction, I was highly disappointed with this, y'all. I'm sorry. So I give Black Phone 2, I'll give this a C, man. Like I said, not terrible, not even bad, but just, man, I just left feeling like, I didn't get my money's worth, man, and I didn't even pay for it, And then there was even a point in the movie, like, AMC, y'all fucking up now. This is the second time this is gonna happen now. In the middle of the movie, the lights came on in the theater. And it took about a few minutes for it to go off. I'm like, what the hell's up with AC and the AMC and their technical difficulties? Holy shit. And I think this was the movie that really could have put a stamp on the grabber as an iconic villain. And they don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, say what you want about Elm Street 2, but Freddy became a star after that second Elm Street, okay? When you see Jason, you know, for the second time. Jason is now a star. Like by the second time you see them, the second movie they're in, Art the Clown, the second movie you see him in, they come into their own most times. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like here it was a missed opportunity because now you're supposed to have a more vicious, a more powerful, a more meaner grabber now. Like he wants revenge, he wants payback, and he was kind of pussy, to be honest with you. But yeah, anyways, Black Phone 2, that happened. So if you have seen it, what you think about the movie, comment fully below. If you like it, dig this content, hit the like and subscribe notification bell in the corner. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video. Peace.